guys really seem to enjoy my last video of 6 secrets you missed in our most viral videos, almost hitting 2 million views and 60,000 trillion likes, so it only makes sense to make a part 2. In this video, I will be revealing 6 more secrets that you guys had no idea about in our most viral videos, so make sure to grab a snack, sit back, and relax, because hey, you've been working hard this week. You need some you time today. Okay, let's begin. Number 1. Catching the guy that broke into my house. So I'm sure you guys have all seen that video, but if you haven't, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a rundown. So I woke up one morning, I got a note from my neighbor that there were some people outside of my door trying to open my door. So I called my neighbor, I got some footage, saw the people, pretty scary, and I ended up telling my girlfriend to leave the apartment out of safety, and I invited over all my goons to come to the house and spend the night and see if anything happens. That way we could all catch the person who's trying to do it. Nothing ended up happening that night or the night after or the night after, but randomly at one point me and my girlfriend were laying in bed and the doorbell camera went off. Somebody had walked by my apartment, so I quickly put my shoes on, I grabbed my camera, it was just on my phone, and I run outside. Now if this person had tried to run to the right, he would have had a very long hallway to run down, so it only made sense that he went to the left and took the stairs. So I quickly ran to the stairs and found this. Hey, bro, I know you were trying to come to my house, bro. What do you want to do with my house, bro? I know you no. I know you were trying to come to my house, bro. Take your mask off. Hey, take your mask off. Look at me. Take your mask off, bro. No, bro. What's your name?
Don't worry about it.
Bro. You hold on. You trying to come to my house, bro? What are you trying to do? You trying to rob me? You trying to hurt me or my girlfriend? What the did I do to you, bro? You and your friends keep coming to my house. Hey, take your mask off, bro. I'm not even playing, bro. Take that shit off, bro. Take that off right now. Honestly, I had a lot of adrenaline rushing through my whole entire body. I wouldn't be able to remember what I was saying unless I watched the video, because I completely forgot. I blacked out at that moment, and I was just trying to find out who this guy was. But there's something very important that you guys do not know about that video, and you probably think you know what it is. It is not what I had under the camera. It is actually what happened when my friends stayed the night. So my friends were over and we were probably up until, I want to say 12:30 before we all went to sleep. And one of my friends heard running outside of my apartment. So he got up, he woke me up, and I woke up everybody else. So right when we woke up, my instant thought was grab the camera and go outside. But my friends are not the most public type of people. They do not like to be on camera, and only one of them has social media, and he doesn't even show his face. So we quickly grab our stuff and we run outside of the apartment. I had to scratch that off, and I know I could have used the security camera that I set up in my house, but there would be no point because it would just show a security camera of us running out the house and then no footage after that. So I just decided to leave that out of the video. We did not end up seeing anybody. We didn't catch anybody. It was a crazy little event that happened, but then later when I checked the Ring camera, it was just some kids running past my apartment. It was no threat. That just shows how on edge we were that night. And if we had came out and these little kids just saw all of us running outside of the apartment, they probably would have been traumatized forever. So it's probably a stupid thing to do, but thank God nothing went down. And I did not put that in the video because it was kind of pointless to put in. Nothing happened. It would just show me and my friends running out like idiots out of my apartment. So I just decided to not put that in. But another thing you guys don't know is that my neighbor that originally saw the people works the night shift. He actually saw more people standing outside of my apartment about a month ago. I didn't say anything on camera because I didn't want to give it any attention. Nothing's happened, but the apartment complex that I live in actually came to my apartment and had a little chat with me about it, if I feel like I'm in danger. And I was just like, yo, I'm good, I'll handle it. Like, it's not like you guys are gonna supply me with 24-hour security. At the end of the day, like, whatever you do doesn't matter. But they were actually very nice about it, and they even set up cameras in the hallway, so I feel a little bit more safe. But you know me, I'm always ready, baby. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Let's move on to number 2. Number 2. The real reason I put my dog down. Man, this one is going to be a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Well, actually, no, I knew it was going to be this hard. So I've been keeping this inside for a very long time, and I've always wanted to talk about it, but never knew the right time to talk about it. And that's the real reason that I put down my dog Cuervo. So quick rundown about Cuervo. If you guys don't know, that was my dog that I had coming out of high school. I found Cuervo on Craigslist. The owner said he was 6 months old and he was in LA. So me and my dad got in the car, we drove down to LA and we saw Cuervo, and this is how he looked at the time, which you guys might realize does not look like a 6-month-old dog. It actually looks like a very young puppy, but as I was only like 14 or 15 at the time, I didn't know the difference, and I instantly fell in love with him. The way that he jumped into my arms when I first met him,
dude. I am not going to show any emotion in this. I'm just gonna explain how it is. So I didn't have that much money at the time. I told my dad we gotta go to Petco and we gotta buy him all the best stuff. And so I used up like all my allowance money, and like, I don't know, I probably made like $400 off YouTube in total at the time. So I used some of that money too. And I just bought him everything. I just fell in love with him instantly. And he would always come when I whistled. I'll never forget that day. My dad told me that we had to put Cuervo in the back seat. So the whole ride home, I sat in the back seat with him and I was staring at him. I was looking into his eyes, like letting him know, like, I am now your protector. Like, I am the person who is going to make your life amazing. Like, that was my first ever responsibility as a kid. And I looked at him and I just fell in love. And I loved him like a little brother. More than that, like literally more than a little. I loved him like he was my whole world. So we take him to the vet to get a shot, and they're like, hey, we're gonna do some tests on him. And I'm like, all right, that's fine. And when they thoroughly looked at the paperwork, they found out that he was actually only 2 months old. And then they said his chest had a different shape and his skull had a different shape than just a regular husky, which is what they said that he was. So they ran some blood tests and they came back and said that he was 77% snow wolf. And they told me that they're gonna take him from me. I will never in my life forget that day when my dad was trying to explain to me that we cannot keep this animal. So I told the vet that we are going to take him and give him to an exotic animal shelter, which I didn't do that. Arguments with my family about how I am not going to just give Cuervo up if I just gave up on him, that it was kind of my way of saying, like, I'm not gonna back down. I love this dog. If anything happens, it's my responsibility. I will take great care of him. I will not let anything happen to anybody. The concern was that he is going to attack someone and it would be on me and I would go to jail. And I just didn't think that he would do that. So I told them no. And they fought me on it for a good like 2 months straight before they realized, like, okay, he's not gonna back down, and they just ended up loving him just as much as I do. But somehow word got out that we kept Cuervo. This led to an insane amount of threats from the San Diego Wildlife Rescue Team. They would send emails, they would come to my house, they would look at my backyard and say, you cannot have the snow wolf, we need to take him from you. And I would literally grab Cuervo and I would walk down the street with him in my arms, baby Cuervo in my arms, and walk down the street. I fought for him. I fought for him every day that they came. But in the 3rd year is when things started to kind of go downhill. He became a little bit more aggressive, and not in the way of attacking people, but in the way of he didn't know how big he was, so he would kind of throw himself onto people. And standing up, Cuervo was around 6 feet tall. When he was fully grown, he was taller than me standing up. He was a huge dog. He was very heavy. He would howl at night, which was pretty cool to see. Here's a clip of that. And then the problem was we would constantly find dead animals in the backyard every morning, which I know what you're thinking, oh, my dog does that too. Well, the difference is my dog was killing possums, cats, birds, and coyotes. We would find like 5 dead animals every single morning in our backyard. But one day I took him to the vet, and I'm guessing that after eating all those animals came with a disease or did something to his body, because he came out with, they said he had epilepsy. You know, I don't know how that works. I just know that he was having seizures. I didn't think that it was going to start so soon. Not even a week after we left the vet, he had his first seizure. And my mom was crying and she called me, and I wasn't at the house at that time, but I rushed home, and I remember I was just hugging him and telling him it's okay, because after a seizure he gets dizzy and he drools and he kind of hits his head on stuff. And it was such a like sad, it was such a sad thing to see. So I remember just hugging him, and I would tell him, wherever you want to go outside, because he loved going outside on walks and stuff. Do you want to go play? Let's go play. I would put my boxing gloves on, I would punch my boxing bag, and he would come and attack the boxing bag as well. There was a little strap on the bottom that he would bite it and just try to rip it apart because I was fighting it, and we're just like two fucking brothers, like just having fun. One day he had a very bad seizure when it was just me and him alone at the house. I heard it when it was too late. I ran to the living room where he was laying down, and he was hitting his head on a table, like constantly banging his head on the table. So I quickly came up to him and I held him in my arms while he was seizing up. And when it was over, he was bleeding from his mouth. And so I quickly put him in the car and I took him to the vet, and the vet said, okay, we're gonna give you medicine. You need to put this in his mouth. There was a syringe with a clear liquid in it. And I said, okay, is he gonna be okay? They said, yes, this medicine should work almost instantly. So I took him home and I gave him the medicine. And then my sisters got home and they were there to watch over him, and I had to go film a video with Brandon. So I went to his house. house. And then I was there for probably about 4 hours when my mom calls me and says, hey, Cuervo's had 4 seizures. I remember being so angry at them, telling them, why didn't you guys call me? Why didn't you guys call me? And they said, oh, well, you were busy and we didn't want to scare you. So I just ran to my car and I picked up Cuervo and I called Brandon. I said, hey, please, you know, come over here. I just need someone. You know, I'm not a, but Cuervo was like my everything. Like I never, like all he knew was me. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't know nobody else. He just knows me. And when I got to the house, he kind of just, you know, walked up to me. I sat on the ground and I was crying and he came and he just kind of walked up to me. Normally when I get home, he's jumping on me and he's barking, but this time he kind of just walked up to me and just sat in my lap. So we took him to an emergency vet, and when we took him in, they told us that he was acting normal, that everything seemed a lot better. So me and Brandon and my sisters were in the waiting room, and we were making jokes and we were laughing, and I wasn't crying no more. And Brandon said, see, I told you everything's gonna be fine, and we were so happy. And they came in the room and they said, okay, we're gonna give him this medicine. The medicine is very expensive. I'm like, all right. And Brandon was like, yo, I got this, like I'll pay that for you. And they gave him the medicine. Then I heard a dog crying from the waiting room.
Is that Cuervo? No. No.
It's Cuervo.
No way. No way. Bro,
for sure.
we were just about to leave. We got the whole receipt, the payment. We were about to get him and leave. They were about to bring him out. We were gonna leave. And now this. Bro, this is...
Sorry. I heard a lot of, I heard a very, very injured dog. And all I could think in my head was, please don't let that be Cuervo, fucking dog. And I walked out of the waiting room and I looked down the hallway and I said, Cuervo, Cuervo. And it was like, the cries were getting louder. And that kind of broke my heart. I was so scared. And this is what I saw.
I can guarantee it's going to be a brain tumor. If we can't control the seizures, and eventually if we can't stop the seizures, you guys are going to have to start thinking of quality of life.
Bro, he's having another seizure. Bro, how's he having another one? It's only been like 5 minutes since his last one. Hey, let's all go in the room, bro. We don't need to hear this.
To see the dog that caused my whole family to smile and got us through the hardest times, and he kind of brought us all together as a family, and he was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. It was like he was more than just half of me, like he was all of me, and I wish that I gave him more. So to see him like that, like you guys could imagine, if killed me. I just couldn't stop crying, and he was having a forever seizure. It wouldn't stop. His brain had come to a point where it took too much damage. So the doctors told me that if I couldn't get him to come through, that I would have to start thinking about quality of life. And I was just crying and looking at him and telling him, like, Cuervo, do you want to go outside? Do you want to play? You know, trying to make him come back to me. Like I was just broken. It broke me. It literally, like, to this day I'm broken because of that, and I'll never recover from that. So what I didn't tell you guys was that the San Diego wildlife team was going to take Cuervo after the visit, 2 days after. So they were going to take my dog and release him to the wild, where he would most likely die alone in the woods or the forest or wherever they decide to throw him, and he would have no food and no water and nobody to love him, and he would just be all alone. And to me, that was something worse than death. And you know, everybody was looking to me for answers, like, what are you gonna do? And I made the decision to let him die in my arms that night instead.
What are we supposed to do?
I mean, at this point, there's nothing you can do if he has a seizure. I mean, the only thing you can do is give medications. I mean, at this point, we don't know if it's a brain tumor, it's this, and that. It's not treatable.
Like, he doesn't quite know what's going on right now. They're actually holding him. There's been someone holding him and talking to him, and you know, trying to get him to become more aware. But
Bro, what else do I do?
And after that, it's whatever you guys want to do with the remains. It's cremation. You get the ashes back plus a paw print. We have another one that's the spread at sea. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, fuck. He's suffering, right?
He's not himself. Right now, he's not doing it, unfortunately.
Just do it. How fast is it? Guys, I literally cannot stop crying editing this video. Holy, this is so hard right now. But yeah. All I could think about is if I had known that that was gonna happen that night, that I would have done everything for him the day before. You know, I would have done everything for him. I would have gave him all the food that he wanted. I would have just spent every last cent that I had to make him the happiest dog in the world out and show him really how much I love him. I wish that I had more time to play with him. All I could think of is all the times that he had a toy in his mouth and he came and bumped it into my leg, and I shoot him off sometimes because I was busy, and how much I regret those times, and how I just wish that I took the toy from his mouth and just played with him for a little bit. And I just wish I had that one day with him to feed him ice cream, you know, in the car, and let him put his head out the window and take him to the beach. And in a weird way, I wanted him to see what I've become. He was the thing that I went to every time that I was feeling stressed out. So I wanted him to see me happy as ever. And I mean, now I've come a long way since that time. So I wish that he was able to see me now, and I wish that he was able to meet Leslie, and I just wish he was here right now. Like, he was truly everything. He's in a much better place now, and he's happy, and he's watching over me, and he's seeing everything that I'm doing for him. But yeah, that's something that you guys didn't know about the real reason that I put down Cuervo. That was a very hard one to tell, and I need a break.
Number 3, haters vandalize Brawadis' Mclaren.
Guys, today I have with me Brawadis. I've never actually had someone in one of these videos besides like who's listening to them, but Brandon's actually going to explain this with me since it happened to both of us.
I was there. We were both there.
Yeah. So you guys already know about what happened to Brandon's Mclaren when those people were trying to vandalize it or whatever they were trying to do for a TikTok.
What is this thing? But Reggie. Hey, get this. Hey, where's that shit? Hurry up, nigga, walk over the door. Hurry up, dumbass. Hurry up, what are you doing? Hurry up. Yo, car.
But what you guys don't know is that something happened before that led to Brandon's car getting vandalized. So me and Brandon were in the kitchen at his old house. It was probably around 9 o'clock at night, and 2 kids came up. You remember what they did?
They came to the door. Like, remember we had that
The
glass?
window by the door.
Yeah, the window. You could see out of it, but they can't really see you.
Yeah, exactly. They can't see inside of it, but you could see through it from the inside. So they came to the door. They started knocking on the door. And me and Brandon looked at the cameras. Normally there's a gate behind that door, but we did not lock that gate.
Because it wasn't too late. It was like 9 p.m. We lock it before we sleep.
Normally we go out and get food and whatever. We check the security cameras, and there's 2 teenagers, seem like teenagers, with black masks on. Why does this happen so much to you?
That house, bro. That house was
not a gated community in a kind of not great area, which is where I live now.
And the address was leaked all over the internet.
All over the internet. It's literally like one of the most famous houses that you guys have lived in.
Like, looking back at it, I should have moved out of that house way before I actually did. But you know, when you grow up in a house, and you know, I was there for like 20 years, so you don't want to leave. Like, you're used to it. It feels very homey and you're comfortable. So I don't know. There was a lot of things that happened at that house, this being one of them. So continue.
Yeah, so these teenagers started knocking on the door, and me and Brandon we're obviously not going to open the door for 2 people with masks on, and they're probably just trying to play a prank, just like what happened when people try to break in your house.
Yeah,
so we're like,
that was more than just a prank.
Yeah, that was very serious. This one is too. But yeah, so we didn't pay any attention. They stayed there for like a good 10 minutes, walking around on their phone, recording the front of the house. We're like, okay, we're not going to go out there. We're not going to do anything stupid. We're smarter than this. So we just stayed inside, and just forgot about it.
I think it shows our maturity because the old us would have opened the door and be like, what the f do you guys want?
Yeah, so I got shot and killed.
Yeah, we would have got killed before. So now it shows our maturity that we actually like waited inside and was like, yo, these people are wearing masks over their head. We don't know if they have a weapon. Like,
we had no idea anything about them, and I mean, we're not like, we don't have nothing to prove, so we're like, I'll rather not die than to go out and try to prove that I'm whatever. So anyways, after they leave, I don't know if you remember this, about, I want to say like an hour later, we heard a car alarm go off, but it was super far away. And do you remember what we said?
We didn't think it was anything to do with my car or your car.
Why?
Because I usually park my car in my driveway.
Idiot.
In my driveway where I live.
Yes. He normally parks his car in the driveway, but I don't remember why you parked your car across the street. I don't know why.
You would park by the basketball hoop.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't dating Jackie at the time, but she would come over from time to time, and she had the white BMW.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing her car was probably in the driveway.
Probably in the driveway, and you couldn't get in the garage.
Yeah, so I just parked my car down. Like, I can't just park it next to the house because we lived in a cul-de-sac. A lot of people lived, there were houses right next to each other, so I didn't want to take someone else's parking spot. So I parked it like down the street. Like the idiot that I am, I parked the McLaren down the street rather than calling Jackie and being like, hey, can you move your car so I can park there, blah, blah, blah.
And nothing's happened to your car leading up to that day, so it's like, okay, you park your McLaren away for one day, what's the worst that could happen, right? So we hear a car alarm, and we had forgot that Brandon parked his car down the street.
Because I never do. This was like the first time.
We look at each other and we're like, oh, it's not your car. And that's it, boom.
And not to mention, I lived like right behind my house was the main road, the street. So we would hear car alarms and stuff all the time. Like, we didn't think anything of it.
And then the next morning, we wake up and we see the TikTok of a bunch of kids vandalizing your car.
Literally jump kicking it, standing on top of it. Do you remember what one of them did?
Put their balls on it?
Put their balls on it and peed on it too.
Jesus Christ.
Peed on my car. And a lot of people are like gonna be like, bro, that's so whack. It's a McLaren, you know, $250,000 car. That's so like whatever.
If it happened to a Corolla, if it happened to my mom's car, I'd kill them.
That's what I was gonna say. It has nothing to do with the money of the car. It has nothing to do with how nice the car was. It's just the principle. Like it's the fact that these kids vandalize something you worked for, something you paid for. Like it's not about, oh, it's okay if it was a Corolla or a Honda Civic, but because it's a McLaren, it's bad. No, it would have been bad regardless.
Either way, yeah.
Either way, it would have been bad. You don't vandalize someone's property. You don't do that to something that people worked hard for and like.
So that's something that you guys had no idea about in the McLaren vandalization video. On to the next. Alright guys, real quick before we get into the next story, I just want to let you guys know that me and Aporo teamed up to do a giveaway for 1 mil, and this is not like any giveaway I've ever done in my life. We are picking someone to win my very own custom Aporo ring, but it is going to be in solid gold, and the heart is going to be made out of real diamonds. Everything on this will be 100% real. All you guys have to do is place an order of any amount on the Aporo website using code Sherman. That will get you a raffle to your email within a day, and you must be subscribed to me and you must be following Aporo brand on Instagram, and that will automatically enter you into the giveaway. This is pretty much our way of saying thank you for subscribing, and I've been working with Aporo longer than any company I've ever worked with, so huge shout out to them for doing this for us. Again, a real diamond, real solid gold ring just like this to one of you guys out there, man. Thank you, Aporo, and make sure you guys hit that link in the description and check them out.
Number 4. The deleted video of crashing Brandon's car.
Guys, so actually this next one is also with Brandon. Some of you guys know this, some of you guys don't. I made a video where I pranked Brandon by getting into his car and trying to go drive it, because at the time Brandon did not want me to drive his McLaren.
Who would want someone with negative IQ, not low IQ, he has negative IQ, to drive their brand new car?
Yeah, so I took his car keys and I went to his car and I turned it on. I had no idea how to start it or how to work it. So I turned his car on, and I was scared because he was coming out of the door, because he heard his car turn on, and I tried to hit the gas to reverse, and I hit the garage. I legit crashed his McLaren, like for real.
So you're no better than the teenagers. You vandalized, he vandalized my car too.
Yes, I vandalized you, but you're related to me, so you have to take it. So I whatever, vandalized his car. I upload the video to YouTube. And we'll say about like 4 days later, I get a lawsuit. I got a legit lawsuit.
I sued him. I'm joking.
No.
I'm joking.
My manager at the time messages me on my email and goes, hey, you gotta remove this video right now or else you will be sued for like $600,000. I start flipping my I'm freaking out. I'm showing it to Brandon. I'm like, bro, why am I getting sued? Why am I getting sued? And my manager was not telling me why. Yeah, shows what kind of manager that person was. But anyways, was not telling me why. And then when I finally...
Shout out to Andrew now.
Yeah, shout out Andrew now. That helped me get out of all those situations. Love you, bro. But yeah, so this other manager wasn't telling me why. When I finally realized why, it was because the thumbnail in the picture, since we were really clickbaity at the time, the thumbnail was a very banged up Mclaren. And that picture was taken from a website about crashed cars. I don't know.
I didn't know you could get sued over a thumbnail.
Bro, I didn't know that either.
People like, yeah, we used to be a lot more clickbaity, but dude, a lot of other YouTubers take pictures from websites and put it in their thumbnail.
Bro, I sent that picture to my thumbnail guy and said, yo, can you use this and make a thumbnail? I took that picture from Google. What is wrong with you? I found that picture from Google. And I'm like, dude, there's nothing wrong with this picture. Come to find out I'm getting sued. So right now, I was very, very angry about that. And, you know, I don't care about, like, my main priority is to, like, make people laugh. The money comes with it. They were also asking for $600,000 and all the money that I made off that video, which I promise you guys was not like what you guys think. It wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't even that much money, but
that was when you had fell off.
That was when I had fell off, but that video almost had 1 million views. They gave me two options. They say either I delete the video or I give them all the money from the video and pay a fine of like $30,000 just to have that video up. And I said, what if I just change the thumbnail? They said, nope, damage has been done.
Yeah.
So I deleted the video.
You got almost 1 million views off that.
Yep, I deleted the video, but guess what? Now that the video is down, I can show you guys a part of the video. So
you still have the video?
I have it on my computer, yeah. Here you go. So for this next part of the video, I am going to try to drive Brandon's McLaren, you know, just to piss him off because I've been asking him to drive it for the past week. And he's been like, nah, bro, I don't trust you with it. We got the key. Hold on. Guys, I've never driven this car. Okay. Hold on. Let's just do this. He's sweating right now. I don't even know where I'm gonna drive it. Probably just like away and see what he does. Cause I have Kalen inside recording right now, like his reaction. All right, let's do this.
Is that your car or is that my lamp? That's my car. How do you know?
It's Anthony, trust me. You've been asking to.
Bro!
Hey!
Oh. I just...
Anthony!
What the heck?
No way, no way.
Bro, what?
Bro! Wait, hold on, move. I think I just... What did I hit?
Bro!
Oh my gosh.
God. Hold on, how do I... Neutral.
Are you dumb? Why would you just get in the car and start driving?
Wait, did I hit?
Yes, yeah, you hit something. I don't know what.
I don't...
Why would you just get in the car and start driving?
Wait, did I hit? What did it...
Yeah, you hit something.
What did I hit? What did I hit?
Wait, what?
Did you not hear that?
No, I did, but where is the scratch?
What the hell did I hit?
What was that?
Wait, did I actually hit something?
Anthony, are you dumb? Why are you even recording, bro?
Dude, I'm mocking face right bro.
Anthony, are you... Dude.
Wait, is there a scratch?
I don't know. I don't know. It was probably the tire.
Probably like the rim, bro.
Oh
Anthony, what did you hit? The basketball?
I don't even know what I
The rim
hit.
got scratched.
What the fuck?
I don't think... Anthony, you're so...
Dude, oh my god.
Why would you take-
Dude, I was gonna drive it like over there. Oh my god. I don't know. No, it's this. I heard it from this side. Maybe I probably hit this.
Dude, you probably dead ass hit like.
Dude,
look, the sensor's blinking.
Oh, I for sure hit
So
that.
how do you not just go straight? Why do you turn?
Dude, I
I mean, if you just hit the sensor, dude, you're so dumb. Who just takes the keys randomly?
Hide the Lambo keys.
The muscle, baby. This guy has all
Hell yeah. Bro, just call Corey. And yeah, so that's the video that got deleted. It's a shame because I look at my YouTube channel like a memory book. I don't know if you do as well. Something to look back at all the way when I'm like 50 years old and show my kids and come to your house and watch videos with you and just remember everything. What are you going to say?
My poor kids are going to watch their dad cry and break TVs over the Phoenix Suns losing regular season game.
It was very sad to have to delete that. And yeah, on to the next.
Number 5. The Mistake in Crimson.
So I'm not sure how many of you guys have seen the movie Crimson, but it was a horror movie that Brian filmed and that I also was in, and it was super, super fun to film. I would say people had mixed feelings about it, but I mean, I don't care, and I don't think Brian cares either. Like, we just had so much fun filming it, but there's a very important thing that happened in one of the scenes that nobody knows about. So I'm gonna play a few scenes for you guys, and I want you guys to realize one thing in those scenes. Brian always has a paintball gun over his shoulder. So keep that in mind when watching these right now.
This way! Come on, over here! I don't know. Is he behind you?
Now each scene that you saw of Brian walking down the hallway, Brian turning around and looking here, Brian seeing a clown, Brian talking, all that took about 6 hours of filming. Just those little 2 to 3 second parts are like 10 to 15 takes. This is to give the producers options when they're in post. I went through it heavily. Every single scene we did was all improv. There wasn't a real script. It was more like the director comes up to us, yo, this is what's happening, act it out. And we did. But we would have to do it 10 to 15 times, and each time we'd have to say something different. So one thing that you guys don't know is that we were in a huge rush. We only had the trampoline park set for the remainder of that day. The owner didn't really want to rent it out any longer, and so we had to get those scenes quickly. It was a lot to film and not a lot of time. So imagine this, 6 hours go by, right? Brian films all those scenes, and this is a frantic movie set. It's people running around, they're fixing this, they're moving that. It is frantic like crazy. Probably about like 40 to 50 people just setting up at one time, running around. No one's really paying attention to the scene except the director and the producers and me, of course. So I'm looking at Brian and I noticed something. He didn't have the paintball gun on his back. They filmed all those scenes without the paintball gun on Brian's back. But it didn't make sense because the first scene he had it on his back, and the whole part of the movie he was supposed to have it on his back. So I walked up to the director and I was just hoping that they were gonna tell me something like, oh no, we got it covered. I walked up to Greg, the director, and I go, hey Greg, just a thought, man. Isn't Brian supposed to have a paintball gun on his back? And the director just looks at the producers. I'll never forget this. And the producers look at Brian, and then Brian looks at me. And we're all just like, put the f***ing paintball gun on right now. We gotta film this right now. Like, bro, it was the most craziest ever. Everybody just running around trying to like film this. Like, bro, we were moving, like, you know, on Netflix you can put like 2 times speed. We were moving at 2 times speed, like in the movie. We were moving in 2 times speed. Like, we had no breather, no time to like read the script. We're just like, all right, do this. All right, good, do this. And then I'm an idiot. You guys know this. I am an idiot. Here's a little bonus that you guys didn't know about that actually almost got me fired from being on the movie. Now that I think about it, they wouldn't have fired me because they all loved me, but like, I really made everyone hate me this day. It's the last scene of the day. We need to get it done. We're on a time crunch. Everyone is tired. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning. Everybody wants to go home. Keep in mind, we filmed from like 9:30 a.m. to like 3 a.m. So everyone is just tired. It's the last scene. And this was the scene we had to film.
Are you ready? It's a brick wall. Run!
It was a scene where I come into the clown house and save Brian and Noah. And everyone was very stressed out. We had all the producers just sitting down with their like papers over their face like this, just watching. Normally we're all joking around, but we were on our best behavior on this day. And Noah goes, yo, Anthony, I bet you won't come out from the top of the stairs and say your YouTube intro and fuck up the whole scene. And I'm like, bro, like, I ain't no bitch. So we start the scene. Greg comes up to me. He's like, yo, we got one shot at this. Like, don't fuck it up. I'm like, yeah, I got you. Scene starts. Greg gives me the cue. Everyone's watching. I'm actually nervous. I normally get dared to do shit and I'm not nervous. I was nervous. I come out from the smoke. No one will tell you this. I come out from the screen and I just go, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Sherman the Vermin here, back with a new video. And bro, Brian and Noah just like literally put their hands over their mouth and started dying laughing. I didn't see what the producers did, but the director goes, cut! And just we had to reset the whole entire scene, and it was like the most funniest to look back at, but like also the most like, you know, you think about when you're in the shower, like, why'd I do that, man? You know, like that type of shit. Brian's manager at the time was like, bro, what is wrong with you? The producers, like these millionaires that like we're watching, we're just like, that shit was hilarious. On to the next.
Number 6. Fortnite in a movie theater.
All right, guys, for the next secret that you guys have no idea about, I'm pretty sure this one's going to come to a complete shock to a lot of you. You guys all might have seen this video right here. Yeah, well, me and Brian went to a movie theater to play Fortnite on this big screen. And before we went there, I was playing Fortnite and I saw this thing called a chug jug. I didn't play Fortnite much at the time, but I saw it and I was like, yo, that is really freaking cool. I wonder why no one's made a drink out of this. Like, I think that would be sick. So I started looking up like chug jug drink. I was thinking like maybe me and Brian could do a video on it, and nothing. Nobody did it. Like someone recreated it at their house with like blue Powerade, but other than that, it was nothing else. So anyways, fast forward about 3 hours, me and Brian are sitting in his car in front of the movie theaters about to go inside. And I told Brian, hey, you should come out with a G Fuel flavor called Chug Rug. And he looks at me and I look at him and he goes, yo, it's like, bro, it was just like both of us just connected, like boom, lights on. And we got so excited that in the car he made the phone call. Like before, that was like 20 minutes before we even started the video. He started the phone calls, and seeing it like come together. And like I remember like a month later he's like, yo, we got samples of Chug Rug. Like it came in a water bottle and the water bottle was blue. And I'm like, yo, what is this crackhead? And he's like, bro, just try it. And I try it. I'm like, yo, this is nice. And now like seeing one of my ideas like going into Walmart is just nuts. Like the way that he scaled Chug Rug, like the way that he made my dream come true. But I think that Chug Rug was definitely one of my biggest ideas that I've given him. So yeah, so that's where Chug Rug came in. I mean, I'm sure you guys didn't know that. All right, guys, that's going to conclude today's video. I really hope that you guys did enjoy it. All of it was super fun for me to film, besides the Cuervo part, of course. If you guys smash 60,000 likes on this video, I'll do a part 3. Guys, please hit that sub button. It helps me out so much. I want to hit 2 million subscribers so bad. And I love seeing how many of you guys actually subscribe whenever I look back at these videos and I see the subscribers. And one more time, if you guys want to win a real diamond, real gold ring, custom made by me, going to one of you, all you have to do is hit the link in my description, place an order of any kind, and use code Sherman, and you'll receive a raffle, and we will be announcing the winner on the 26th of November. So make sure you guys run that up. If you guys enjoy, it's been your boy Sherman the Vermin, and I'm out. Peace.